Welcome back, everyone, on another episode of the Unquestioned podcast with Debaere, who's sipping on his tiny little coffee, his espresso, and then Willem Himpe, your founder, who is stuck in his golden cage of the corporate German Siemens world.
Creeping up on you.
They give you a car, they give you a salary, and then they almost put a stick up your butt and they are your puppet player. Okay, I'm sorry for this intro.
Well,
It's been a tough week, but Luigi, where are you? I see you're in the sunny, beautiful country of...
Belgium.
Okay, that I was expecting another country, but
it is. I mean, it is midsummer in Sweden, and I'm definitely feeling the summer. I think it's the longest day of the year, and I'm sitting on my terrace, and we are being treated to some California weather, as I like to
amazing.
call it.
Yes, you just got back from or a little bit since the 20-year-old anniversary of Spotify. So the icon has not switched yet. It's still the
It's
same.
back. It's back. Check
It's
again.
back.
Check again.
Okay, sorry, it's back. Yesterday or 2 days ago it was not, but now it's back. Well, I feel like this episode we should talk a little bit about in the AI world, everything is going so quickly, but actually there's one specific sector which is one of the most important ones. They're called the medical sector or the life sciences, health sector, however you want to bucketize it, and it's actually an AI company that's taking a complete swing towards it, and it's called Midjourney Medical. So for a lot of people maybe know Midjourney, they are one of the famous image generation tools where you could join a Discord channel, which is like a chatting app, and just prompt in there and immediately get your very high resolution picture that is generated. And now they're actually bringing out a complete new, how do you say it, medical center in San Francisco where you could scan your whole body. But Louis, maybe let's kick it off. What is your view on it, and what are they trying to do?
I love to see this, and I'm not the only one. They decided to move away from creating beautiful 2D images and leave, well, maybe not leave, but do something other than just the AI race, where it's a road that never ends, trying to compete with the other AI labs and raising billions of dollars just to end up with like competing products that are very similar. Um, no, they decided to go into a completely new direction, like you said, medical imagery, and something that stands out is the cost. They want to make a a scan like this very cheap and accessible to everyone. So their plan is to, in a couple of years, have most of us be able to take a scan like that on a regular basis, and that's what what seems like the breakthrough here is the cost, because if this is only for very rich people, then yeah, it doesn't mean much for the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Plus, as well, I think it's not completely new because the founder of Spotify has as well created their own. Do you feel like, in your opinion, it's similar, just taking a full scan and have like a whole report, or is it a little bit different of what they've created?
Well, Midjourney seems to have a new approach, so they're definitely still on the cutting edge and seeing what they can do again with mass commercial appeal. Now, Neko Health, which is Daniel Ek's new startup, after doing Spotify, he co-founded medical thing you can try in London, and it's a full body scan. There's other things like that, and it's the same, but it's the same idea. We're gonna give you the ability for lower and lower cost to do um, uh, a scan frequent enough, or to actually have a checkup where that you wouldn't have done before.
Hmm.
So instead of just walking around doing your daily tasks and not knowing what kind of developments are happening in your body, they want to make it as easy and cheap as possible for you to have a scan every few years or maybe every few months. And
Hmm.
so they're very similar. And the interesting thing about Neko is, talking to my friends in medicine, they're not doing anything revolutionary. It's just the fact that they're combining a set of proven tests and making it into a whole easy to book, suite, easy to compare thing. Just a little bit like before the iPhone, we didn't have a computer in our pocket, and now it's strange if we don't have one. Well, the same
Hmm.
way, you want your vitals, everything scanned, even if you don't have time for it, or even if you forget, or if you don't think it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said, in the past, you could do what these companies do, but by wearing a whoop, by taking your blood, by doing every time maybe an MRI scan, and that becomes an extreme hassle. And then you have to connect all this data and bring it all together. And they kind of were able to package it into a nice location where you can just go and immediately they have all your data and they do all the tests all at once, and you have the full picture that you need. So it's kind of the packaging where the innovation
That's right.
comes in, and I think yeah, you see that in many industries where sometimes the tech is not revolutionary, but the packaging. Same with kind of ChatGPT for people um, maybe don't know the origins. It was initially a language model, so it could generate text output, but they made it for like a little test. Let's make it interactive so that it's a chat and you can go back and forward with it. And that's how ChatGPT got started, and that kind of actually completely blew up and created this whole world of yeah, large language models that live in chats and where we interact with on a daily basis. So the packaging is so sometimes funny to say, so much more important than people actually realize, because often people say like, oh, the packaging doesn't matter what color it is, or doesn't matter how it's packaged, it's the product or the service, but it's actually
Yeah, it's not. It's
not the
it's
case.
it's it's hardly ever just about the functionality. If we look at if somebody told you, I forget how old they are, 50 years ago, um, before Starbucks, that you were gonna create a new coffee chain, people would have said, "What? This is a total commodity. I can already get coffee on every street corner. Don't even have to be in New York. Like most major cities already have coffee and all different packages." But then you say, "Yeah, and you're gonna have it in a plastic cup, and if it's too hot, you know what? You have to take a cardboard wrapper around the cup because it's gonna be too hot for you to carry. And on top of that, we're gonna charge you 6-7 euros instead of the usual two and a
What?
half euros.
This is
So
the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
yeah, you market it differently, you package it differently, and then you price it differently. And this is not about the contents of the coffee. Maybe it was at a certain point, but then it very quickly became about the third place between home and work when it came to Starbucks, and it became a status symbol because you, as a student, as a layman, could go to the same place where the doctor went to get his morning cup of Joe, and
Hmm.
yeah, and people Yeah, it became accessible, and now if you're in a train station and you can't find the Starbucks, yeah, you're lost.
Yeah, it's true. But the funny thing is what you're saying, and I might go a little bit back to our initial topic when it goes back to health, is the packaging and status. I see that as well. Funny thing is in gyms.
Mm,
Since I personally experienced since Corona, a lot more people are really concerned about their health. They want to move more, run more. You can see like marathons are the most in the past. Like who runs a marathon now? Everyone is doing it for their own personal challenge or to keep their health up. And what I see is as well here in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, that there's many gyms that really create kind of a brand and status. Like if you're part of our gym, you are this young, hot, sexy,
beast.
young beast
I'll
that
say it.
cares about their health and that is a performer. And that's kind of as well, people really, they pay 3 times as much just because as well the showers, for example, are super well designed with all the amenities you can have, the workout specific classes with sometimes influencer like trainers,
That's an
all the
amazing point.
yeah, all the best equipment, and it's still, you could do the same workout with the same results in
But your
your
friends would be there. And it's also like, I mean, as soon as one person found a better church, then all your friends have to be there. And like you said, the gravity is the same. The weights are the same. A kilo is still a kilo. You're still sweating, but maybe sweating on a cooler piece of cloth fabric. People do no longer use an old T-shirt. Then now they have like whole get-ups, gym sharks, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it shows that the if you're building a company, if you're doing a service, then the packaging is yeah, sometimes even more important than the actual product and service needs to be good, but you should spend a lot of time as well about thinking how to package it, because that could be your innovative way in bringing it to the market. And it becomes with social media, with, like you said, people want to be part of something, a certain identity, certain they don't go to the church anymore. They search for brands to give them identity, so it becomes each year more and more relevant, and I see it as well, not only in health but also for work. People, they want to join a company just for sometimes the status or the name that they can get attached to. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we go a bit too philosophical, but do you think this is a good thing? Do you think this is a bad thing, or this is just something that has always been this way?
Well, we want to go, like, I want to, when I work out, I want to use the same Beats headphones that LeBron James uses.
Mm-hmm.
If Cristiano Ronaldo takes an ice bath, that's what I want to do. So maybe I'll find the club where they have nice little perks like that. Actually, it reminds me of our story in was it Washington D.C. when we
Mm-hmm.
were looking for a gym, and we had to go to Equinox, which is considered like a premium tier of gym. Supposedly, Apple's CEO works out there at 6 a.m. You
Correct.
can find them in SF, and they had a very interesting perk there that you tried.
Yes.
Remember?
Share. I do remember. Do you want to share it, or do you
You
want?
can because you tried it.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll share a picture of myself and of Louis and our friend
Don't let
Sim.
the ladies get jealous.
No. But basically, what was happening in Equinox, they had a partnership with a full robotic masseuse.
Mm,
So it's literally, you had to lay on a table and you had to wear this very tight lycra because otherwise the robot would rub
talk about
you.
packaging.
Yes, you had to be
So
in a good
a
packaging.
different type of suit. Yeah.
a different type of suit, a bit like a big condom around your body, and then the robot started massaging you, and you had a screen in front of you that you could say how hard, which regions it should focus on. So really, as well, kind of like what they're doing with Midjourney Medical or with Nico Health, automatic scanning and giving you reports, but it was automatic, really massaging you and improving the blood flow in your body. So that's again an example of like fully automated preventative health. Or and in the beginning I was very skeptical over it. Like, I know I've been an athlete. Okay, I was semi-professional, let's say, in tennis, traveling to a lot of international
You know the
tournaments.
hands of a good physio,
I know the
what they
hands of
can do,
a good
what
and
they
a bad
can't do.
physio. I know when they give me a deep tissue massage that they need to go deep. And Louis, you're back. You were getting too hot, I assume. You
Yeah.
hot bastard.
My iPhone's packaging wasn't taking the heat well.
Okay. Well, to get back to my hot topic, or my hot question, I was quickly asking you about, we see these innovations. We talked about the automatic masseuse, the automatic body scan, automatic health, preventative health solutions. Well, all of these, like we know, innovation happens in America. Why don't we have them in Europe? Why do they always have to start over there? I think in the past we've gone topics through there, but specifically in health sector, don't you think that the regulations is extremely hard, and that's also a reason why it's extremely hard to start a health startup here in Europe?
They're definitely trying more in the US, and I believe it's cultural. Here we have less. We can just sit on our asses and enjoy life more. But there, they're always looking for the next thing. And yeah, sometimes when you look at it from outside, it's like, who asks for this robot masseuse? I didn't. Um, but so they're trying a lot more. They're trying stuff that will never work, and sometimes it's also like just breaking a little bit, and it sounds a little bit disrespectful. For example, they take a concept at work like an espresso in Italy. That's always a single shot, or sometimes a double. But in the US, they have no problem trying to serve you a triple or a quadruple shot. And then you think, where's the Italian ritual with
Hmm.
the sparkling water and the tazza and the spoon? They're like, no, give me a quadruple shot, and I want to mix it with energy drinks. It's like, please stop chasing. But in the medical field, I mean, maybe it's because we're better off. We have a higher living standard, and in US they see this mass market appeal for everything, and it feels like instead of the people becoming smarter, like people getting educated, the US is like, we're educating, the market is going to educate you. We're going to educate you with products, and we're going to have to sell you a healthier lifestyle instead of you coming to that conclusion on your own. So um, maybe it's their way to get their population healthier. If it's not a monster energy drink every day, it should become the next new thing to get people to look at their health.
Yeah. And maybe one other thing that I would say is like let me go back to the example of the automatic masseuse. You have in Europe often very subsidized ways if you want to go to a physio to get checked your body, and there is actually the government that sponsors that. And it's a beautiful thing. We want everyone to be healthy, and the government wants to sponsor it so that you can get your injury fixed with a physio. Well, when you look over the big pond in America, it might not be the case, and it might be very expensive to go to physio. And like a small group of people saying like, what the F, we're paying here 100, 200 euro for a physio session. And I know I have a major in robotics. I can actually, these same movements, recreate it and do it pennies on the dollar. And that is where the government is slowing down innovation in Europe, because they are subsidizing it. Where in America, they're saying like, we need to chase here, we need to improve our or this particular problem that I'm facing. So that's again an example where subsidies slows down innovation, where some people think subsidizing promotes innovation.
It's a fundamentally different approach. We're still stuck in a top-down committee way of thinking, like a professor with an army of researchers, and then maybe the government giving you a few ideas. But in the US, they all look at it like a market. It's like, I could build a robot. This could become my legacy. And their way of bettering the world, of changing the world, is giving people something to buy, which may sound, quite overly capitalist and consumerist, but it's still your decision as a consumer to go for it. So the US's way is fundamentally different. It's like, let me capture this group of people by having them voluntarily exchange money for my product or service, and the Europe is like, you know what, we know better. We're gonna allocate some money and hope to steer you in the right direction. And sometimes you need both.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, thank you for the final thought. I hope you guys liked it. Talked a little bit about the innovation that's happening across the pond in the health sector, and as well the importance of packaging. So hopefully you take a couple of thoughts and implement it into your personal life, company, or whatever. And we'll see you back next week on another episode of the Unquestioned Podcast. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.